So I watch a lot of YouTubers, a lot of American YouTubers, and the contrast between what I do and what American YouTubers do is quite profound.
Apart from this bit, thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video.
They'll be showing off, you know, iPhone, what are we up to, 6, 7, something like that, or MacBook Airs, and I'm sitting here introducing an Epson dot matrix printer which I bought. Yeah. I mean, imagine if this was an American YouTube channel. Yo, what is happening, people? It's your boy Nerd here, and I'm bringing to you the Epson dot matrix LX 350 printer. This is an Epson LX 350. You know, the fact they're still making dot matrix printers and the fact that you can plug them into USB is something that needs to be explored. Oh my god. Okay, so this actually came from Amazon. It is brand new, but it was an Amazon warehouse purchase, so it's been bought by someone else and returned, which made it a lot cheaper, but it's still a brand new printer. Look at it. Right, let's get this set up and sorted, shall we?
So, what do I have here? Well, the box will tell you that it's a fast and durable Epson 9-pin narrow carriage impact printer. Look at all these things it has to offer. Interestingly, it doesn't mention cost saving, and that's really the biggest appeal of a dot matrix in our modern times. Inkjet ink will dry up quickly, LaserJet toner is expensive, but a dot matrix ribbon, well, it's cheap as chips.
Oh, look at the ink cartridge. This is one reason they're so cheap. You get a ribbon, and this is just a black and white printer, with ink in here, and the ribbon passes through the ink and rejuvenates itself, and then a little head prints little pins onto the print surface.
£5.28 on Amazon, and that will give you a whopping 4 million characters. Nice. So before we get into it, how does a dot matrix work? How does it achieve such economies? Well, you can get a dot matrix printer in various forms: color, monochrome, 24-pin, 9-pin. This is a monochrome 9-pin model, for basics. What that means is the print head is literally made up of a matrix or row of 9 pins. The print head then scrolls from left to right across a piece of paper, and as it goes, uses a solenoid to impact these pins onto the ink ribbon, which in turn presses against the paper and creates an image. By varying the amount of pins impacting at a time, the image will slowly be created line by line. This perhaps violent approach to printing is why dot matrix printers make so much noise. It's also why they tend to suffer in image quality, as the definition of the image is entirely dictated by the pins. A 24-pin printer will be able to create a finer image simply because it has more pins to play with. A color dot matrix will tend to use a ribbon containing primary ink colors, and the print head will impact each color onto a desired point by moving the ribbon vertically and then varying the strength of each impact. This allows color mixing to create the required result. But a color dot matrix is a very rare breed today. Most modern dot matrix printers are designed to produce reams of output as cheaply as possible, or to print documents requiring carbon copies as their impacting nature allows. They don't care about color or, how good the image is. And so we have our Epson 9-pin LX 350. Underneath, we not only have a modern-day USB 2 port, but also a Centronics parallel port and a 232 serial port, so you can hook this baby up to an older machine. But let's begin with a Windows 10 printer test page. That seems reasonable enough. The printer doesn't produce anywhere near the quality of a decent 80s or 90s dot matrix. It's not intended to, it's for efficient business use. It's always amusing though to read some of the reviews on Tinternet where people clearly bought this as their main standard printer. Worst purchase ever! Horrible! Do not feed properly. Choose paper! This printer does a terrible job half the time. I can't read the numbers and it isn't the ribbon. Great for documents, lousy for web pages and forms. Not compatible with Windows 10. Thankfully, others seem to get it. For text print. Works with pre-1990s PC to print off old parts info. Amazing. Really good, not bad. It was a good printer, you should buy it. Great. It is not noisy at all. But let's cut the crap here. One of the main reasons I bought this isn't so I can feed single sheets into it and waste half my life to get a mediocre output. No, I bought this so that I could line up some traction, tractor or continuous feed paper and print off massive banners. Oh yes, like people used to. Come on, you must have been to a party where someone had reamed off a happy birthday message on this paper and slung it onto a wall. And if you didn't, well, prepare to be amazed. Just like you will be with my sponsor, Squarespace. Imagine you could get your banner printing business up and running in minutes. Because I know that's what you're going to do now. Pick a website template, piece it together with ease, and then choose a domain name, and you're good to go. Of course, you don't necessarily have to be running a banner printing business, it's just an idea. But whatever it is, Squarespace are offering 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain by following the link below. Dot matrix printer not included. Okay, let's get cracking. First, we'll need some software to do the task. Back in the day, this would usually have been Broderbund's print shop. I've never been entirely sure how you pronounce Broderbund, but that sounds about right, so we'll stick with that. It just so happens that they still make a version for Windows 10. In fact, they make several versions. So we've got the Print Shop Deluxe 6 for $49.99, or the Print Shop 23.1 Deluxe for $69.99. What? Okay, so it turns out that Broderbund actually created a new version from 2010 onwards, designed for Windows 7 and published by Encore. However, they kept the original interface version going with updates to make it compatible as well. So we've got some new snazzy version, or the tried and tested version that harks back to old. Of course, I'm going to go for the tried and tested version. So 23.1 it is, especially with those clip art numbers, over 250,000 pieces of clip art. Thank you very much. I'm not going to give you a review of this software because you're unlikely to use it, and if you do, well, you can test it yourself. We're here to get a job done, so let's get it done. Yeah, we are rocking now. Print shop, banners. Customize a quick start layout. Let's try that. Oh, look, we've got all these banners to choose from. Jobs, job fair sign-ups, Skyline Company. You've done it. On let me try. Car wash, donation only. Oh, come on. Disc. I do not have it. You should have mapped this yourself. Okay, I'm just going to try and create a custom one because for some reason it was not letting me. Oh! Banner printing still works. Kind of. There's a
massive gap in between the N. But that's okay, because it still kind of almost works. Okay, so I wonder how wide I can make this. Does it just keep expanding? I can make the biggest banner in the world. So for anyone who doesn't know, I share an office with Stuart Ashen, aka Ashens.
Hello.
His office is up there, mine is down there. So I'm going to put the banner down here in front of his door, down the stairs, for a nice little greeting from when he next comes in the office. That'll be nice. Stuart Ashen, welcome to your office. Hello, art. Oh, 80s. 80s stock crash. Alright, let's put that on the banner. Everyone has to have a 80s stock crash image. Yes. And then we'll have some more 80s stuff at the end. 1980 Primo wine. Yes. Perfect. Right, let's print!
Okay, so whilst that's printing, which incidentally takes 11.5 minutes, I want to mention one of my favourite parts of continuous paper, and that's the method by which the printer pulls it through. Rather than relying on a rubber roller and friction, you get these little adjustable sprockets which sit in the paper holes and rotate, feeding the paper through. Of course, you just have to be careful the paper doesn't fall back on itself and get dragged through again, like this. Anyway, here's the end result, and yes, we've still got those spacing issues. I tried a few things, paper sizes, etc., but there's clearly some kind of deeper issue here. I had some issues printing true type fonts earlier as well, but for today's exercise, this will do fine. I mean, Stuart's just gonna rip it off his door anyway. Anyway, I left the banner and went home. The next day, this was Stuart's response.
Peter, really, what the hell is this? Dot matrix. You know I only accept daisy wheel prints.
So there we go, another verdict to add onto Google reviews. Anyway, that brings these proceedings to a close.
There's the end of whatever this video became. It started off looking at a dot matrix printer and we've ended with banners. So, thanks for watching. Have a great evening.